everybody, we're here at the Natural Bidge Caverns. What do you think? It's gonna be fun, huh? One of the best caverns in Texas. So we're gonna go in here and creep around some caves and have some fun. Let's do it! Yes. Discovery tour. 3 tickets to go in a cave.
Alrighty guys, so welcome in. My name is Blake. I'm going to be your tour guide for today's Discovery Tour. So we're about to go on an hour and 15-minute journey through the Discovery Cave. I hope you guys are excited. The cave as well. A couple other things for the safety of you. Today we're going to be going down 180 feet below the Natural Bridge. That is 18 floors. We're going down 18 floors and we're going up 18 floors. Now don't worry, it's going to be mostly ramps today and there will be places to sit in every room. You know, we are going to be doing a hike today, so just keep that in mind before you go down. If you have any health or conditions or anything that could prevent you from going on the tour today, I'm more than happy to talk to you more about the conditions of the cavern if that applies to you.
This is fun, huh? Already, we haven't even gotten in the cave and we're already walking through a labyrinth of pathways.
Who we are, who Natural Bidge Caverns is, and kind of a little bit about the history of like how this place came to be. So as you guys can see, as you walk down, you probably noticed we came down into like a little bit of a hole in the ground, and that's because we're standing in a giant sinkhole. Now geologists actually believe this area used to be the uppermost room of our cavern system up until about 5,000 years ago, when the ceiling actually became weak and unstable due to erosion and collapsed in on itself. And when that actually happened, it left behind a small piece right up behind us there, which you can see and you guys have already started taking photos of, is the Natural Bridge. That's actually where we get our namesake. That is the famous Natural Bridge. We're called Natural Bidge Caverns for that reason. So it's actually about 60 feet long in total, and it's completely stable. It's made of actually Edwards limestone, which is a special type of limestone on this elevation of Texas. And we'll actually get to see more of this as we go throughout the cavern system. But you can actually see a lot of the rocks that did fall at the time are still visible today.
We're heading in. It's already can feel it getting cooler. The temperature's dropping. It's awesome. Hold up. You will be punished this time. Ooh, we got dripped on.
Rock walls are benches. Hey guys, welcome down. That was the exit where the Discovery came out right there. Oh yeah.
River there, many rivers.
But they are called ribbons. It kind of looks like you pinched the wall and pulled it away, kind of like you're pulling a ribbon out of the wall. And flowstones, by the way, are just in the name as well. They form by flowing water, so they're called flowstones.
St. Mary's Home. Like swings, man. What are they trying to do? They're like, it's like honey beehive. Like,
Watch your head.
Like zoinks, Scoob. This is so scary. Like zoinks. glasses. I know.
Here, this one is actually called the Watchtower. It is the tallest column in our cavern, and it's actually 50 feet tall, all the way up there at the ceiling. Now this one is about 8 feet in diameter, so you can imagine how old this formation is and some of the other ones here. Just look how big they are, right? Now this one in the middle is actually called the Mount of the Landlord, and believe it or not, actually at the very top there, it does not connect. So technically, this is just a very giant stalagmite. It's all the way up there, and we'll go to the back of the room here in a second, and you'll be able to see that there's actually a gap. Anyways, the discoverers named this the Mount of the Landlord because of all these little holes here. They thought that these kind of looked like apartment rooms of an apartment building, and that this little stalagmite could have potentially been the landlord going to collect their rent. Finally, on the far right, we have the King's Throne, which is essentially kind of what it is. You can see there's two armrests and the footrests. And of course, no king is hit without chandeliers. These appear to look like jellyfish to some people, but they're actually called cage chandeliers. And these actually form like a ribbon and a curtain clustered together on the ceiling. And actually, this one back here actually sparkles just like a real chandelier does.
We're going into the depths of the cavern. Deeper, farther. Well, this is going to be a discovery cavern. What will we discover this time?
Oh, wow.
So hopefully over the weekend, 2 days more rain will actually reach its normal level. But once again, you can actually see that coloration. You know, the beautiful blues and greens. That is just because of the refraction of the light. Once again, guys, welcome on in. Plenty of places to sit. You can also sit on these rock walls, just not the one over there where that canyon is, but you can sit on the rock walls over here where I am. The white giant.
George, you want to go to the white castle? Where's the castle? This is the castle. Whoa, what's that?
All right, this is a great space for photos.
Where's the castle? Here. Where?
It's very cool, huh? It's not as slippery as I thought.
Sometimes even a gray color is actually because of the refraction. So because we have LEDs on in this room, they refract off the water, making it look a different color than what it actually is. Now the water without the lights on is completely crystal clear. I was trying to welcome in. I see you guys have found the best photo spot so far. Alright guys, so welcome in. You guys have made it down to now your deepest point on tour. So today we're at right now we're at 180 feet below the Natural Bridge. This is the deepest point you guys are going to be going on tour today. Although there are areas that keep going down in the cavern system, we're not going to go any further down because we actually don't have pathways down there yet. But we will actually get to see them on tour today. For the most part, this area got named Sherwood Forest, and that's because our discoverers came down pretty much the same way we did, and they saw all these formations over here, and they thought they looked kind of like trees. They were kind of creative, imaginative individuals, and they decided to name it after the forest from the very tall Romano. Now a little bit more about this room. Over here on the left side, you're going to notice there's some tall and skinny formations kind of sticking up out of the middle of the room. These are actually called broomstick stalagmites. Does anybody know why they're called that? Anyone? Because they look like broomsticks. Yeah, that's pretty cool. So those formations actually are a little bit different than regular dripstones because they grow much slower and steadier than regular formations. So when water is dripping down from the ceiling, again, it's depositing those minerals. But at this point, it's actually happening so slow and so steady that it forms consistently all the way to the ceiling. Actually, right next to it is one of those formations that actually ended up hitting the ceiling, this one over here, and this is now a column that we call the totem pole. And it's the second tallest column in the cavern at 32 feet tall. Due to intersecting cracks. There were cracks that were caused by earthquakes that caused it to be weak and unstable. And over time, over thousands of years, not all at once, but over thousands of years, it would start at the back over here, and it would slowly collapse, layer by layer, piece by piece, and go all the way up to the very top, where it would stop collapsing and reach a stable point. Now I know what you're thinking, oh my gosh, we're gonna this collapse. No, don't worry, it's not collapsing anymore. We're all perfectly safe in here. The rim stopped collapsing thousands and thousands of years ago. And the reason we know that is not only because, obviously, there's no more pieces falling, but also because of all these formations. Does anybody remember how long it takes for a formation to grow?
100 years.
100 years for 1 cubic inch. Look how big some of these formations are. It has been thousands, if not tens of thousands of years since they stopped growing, and they're still growing today. But just think about it. If the ceiling was still collapsing, all these pieces would be broken, and we probably wouldn't be in here today.
By dripping water, it's in the name, I know, right? But dripstones are generally going to be very vertical type formations, just like the ones you're over here that form when the water drips down from the ceiling. So we have a couple different types of dripstones. If you've ever heard before, there's actually 2 main types. We have stalagmites on the floor and stalactites on the ceiling. Now, a lot of people
This is pretty fascinating. We're climbing our way out.
Ocean. And what happened was, as that water had ecosystems in it, like fish, plants, and stuff, over time they would decay and sink to the bottom of that sea, and it would eventually compact into these layers that you can see here. So what's actually cool about that, though, is that as we go along the tour today, we might be able to find fossils in the walls, because some of those animals that lived a long time ago were fossilized, and they've been pretty much embedded into the stone here, that lead below the Natural Bridge. Now, Purgatory Creek is pretty cool because some of the mud down there is very big, like almost 10 feet big.
This one over here, some people say it looks kind of like a castle. And this one looks kind of like a sunken battleship next to it on the left.
Definitely a leg workout, but it was worth seeing. Very cool. Violet, what do you think so far? You getting dripped on?
Yeah, I don't want
A little too much? That's a cave drip.
I'm more than happy to stay behind. I'm happy to chat with you. Otherwise, you can keep taking photos, try some cavern water, and this is going to be your way out. This is the exit tunnel. It's going to be fairly uphill, but once you get up to the top, don't worry, it does flatten out. And there will be a short walk back to the visitor center. Of course, there'll be restrooms back that way and hand washing stations as well at the top. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Thanks for coming out, guys. I appreciate you coming on my tour. I hope you enjoy.
Thank you. This is the way out. Well, everybody, that was us at the Natural Bidge Cavern here in Texas, near San Antonio. How was it?
It was really cool. There's like a lot of formations there.
Lots of formations and
Got dipping dots.
dip and dodge. You gotta love it. Well, anyway, we're gonna head to San Antonio for our spring break vacation. I'm gonna upload something cool to watch. If you like what you see, please subscribe and keep on rocking.
Bye.
Yeah, you just hit the red button again.
I was trying to.
Red button starts, red button stops.